Good day. My name is Trish Ryan Pilugasan and I will be discussing to you our research findings in our study entitled The Impacts of Financial Literacy Subjects to Accountancy, Business and Management Senior High School Students of Baguio City National High School, Academic Year 2022-2023. Being financial literate has always been applied in our everyday life as we continue to live in this world where almost everything is surrounded by money and most people decides on how to use their money almost every day. Unfortunately, not all people can successfully use uh, their financial literacy skills because of lack of knowledge on how these skills would be used properly. As I continue to discuss, let's ask first what is financial literacy? According to Rosardi and Mitchell 2014, financial literacy can be defined narrowly or broadly, wherein, if defined narrowly, it means that it is a financial knowledge, while when defined broadly, it means that financial literacy is the ability to manage financials effectively. According to Chuck 2009, being aware of money management, such as investing, saving, and spending, helps equip young people to manage their finances. To continue further, our objective for this study is to know if the different financial literacy subjects of accountancy, business, and management students, such as entrepreneurship and business mathematics, impacts them on being financial literate, or if these subjects helps them to be knowledgeable in terms of uh, their finances. For our statement of the problem, we have the following questions to answer. First, what is the impact of financial literacy subjects to senior high school students, specifically the ABM senior high school, according to their grade and according to their sex? Second is to know if there is a significant difference between the average values of the responses of grade 11 and grade 12 ABM students. For our conceptual framework, we use the IPO method or the input process output, wherein our inputs are the independent variables in our study, like the respondent's profile, which is their name, that is optional for them to write, their uh, grade level, and their sex. Next is the two different financial literacy subjects, which is the entrepreneurship and the business mathematics. For our process, for us to be able to gather data, we will be giving questionnaires which the participants will sought to answer. And after that, after gathering all the answered questionnaires, we will be doing the frequency and percentage distribution for us to be able to know and give answer to us to our SOP number 1, and for SOP number 2 we will be utilizing the analysis of variance or the ANOVA. So for our output, it is expected for us to know the profiles of the respondents, at the same time the impacts of financial literacy subjects to the respondents. Our study is significant since through the results of the study we had conducted, we will be able to know if the two different financial literacy subjects, which is the entrepreneurship and business mathematics, really had an impact to the students who had tackled those subjects. And of course, to know if these two subjects are really helpful in making financial decisions or in applying the different financial skills in a student's life. Also, through this research, we will be able to know if um, the students need will still need to focus on these subjects, since these two subjects really gives additional knowledge or background on the proper utilization of the different financial literacy skills such as budgeting, investing, saving, and also their spending. Our study is in a quantitative method, and the research design we had utilized is the descriptive correlational research design. In gathering our results for the study, we had conducted a survey through questionnaires wherein we had distributed the questionnaires to our 188 respondents coming from the 356 students of ABM grades 11 and grade 12. So we gathered the 100 respondents through the use of Sloven's formula, and we used certified random sampling to randomly select the participants. For our treatment of data, just like what I had said a while ago for the conceptual framework, after collecting the uh, results from the survey, we had used the frequency and percentage distribution to get the answer we need for our SOP1 and the analysis of variance for our SOP2. After gathering the results from the statistical tools we had used, these results came out. For the frequency and percentage distribution for the grade level category, these results showed, wherein for grade 11, 35.55% of them answered the scale number 4, that is equivalent to strongly agree, while 42.82% of them answered number 3, which is agree, as compared to the two least scales, which is 1 and 2, wherein grade 11 students only answered 20%. For grade 12, the same with grade 11, scales 3 and 4 gather the highest frequency and percentage among the four scales, wherein 39.54% answered on scale 3 and 38.56% answered scale 4. Therefore, basing from these results, it was inferred that grade 11 students are more very impacted by the two financial literacy subjects. On the other hand, Table 2b shows the frequency and percentage distribution of the sex level category, wherein for the male respondents, 36.35% of them answered number 4, which is strongly agree, and 39.63% of them answered number 3. While for the female respondents, 38.74% of them answered number 4, and 41.84% answered number 3. Because of this, it can easily be incurred when the respondents are grouped into their sexuality that female respondents are more impacted by the two different financial literacy subjects. For our SOP number 2, the results of the ANOVA single factor test shows the average value of grade 12 students, which is 3.16, while the grade 11 students average value is equivalent to 3.09. Thus, this indicates that subjects like entrepreneurship and business mathematics are being or brings more impact to the grade 12 students. Correspondingly, since the p-value, which is equivalent to 0.362, is greater than the rejection level, which is 0.05, thus the null hypothesis is accepted and the alternative hypothesis is rejected. This implies that there is no significant difference between the average values of the responses of grade 11 and grade 12 ABM students. Hence, we can conclude that as the students move into a higher level, their financial literacy increases. So, basing from the results, we had drawn conclusions. Number one, as the findings of the study imply, the impact of financial literacy are more seen on the grade 12 students. And also, um, in terms of sexuality, female students are more being impacted by those subjects. And lastly, it was concluded that the more uh, the student is on a higher level, the greater the financial literacy he or she have. For the recommendation for our SOP number one, we recommend to uh, add the variable age. So for the next researchers, we recommend this one so that we can know if uh, there is also a difference in terms of age, not just about grade level and their sexuality when it comes to the impacts of these subjects for them to be financially literate. And also we recommend to add the sample size of uh, the respondents to gather more accurate data.